Hello everyone, this is Janelle from Parents Making an Investment. Today I just want to follow up with all of the parents, supporting adults, grandparents, and viewers today about the right start. My last two posts, 53 and 54, or 54 and 55, I did the right start, and just us as supporting adults and parents preparing our children to start out the new school year, and things that we can do and implement to help them to have that right start that takes off the edge and stressors that we believe sometimes or don't even think about, that actually add stress and anxiety to starting their school or starting the first day of school. And so since I did it this week and I took my children to meet their teachers, and to see their classrooms, to see their lockers, to see their name written on their desk, to see their name posted on their lockers, and even to see where their classroom is, and to meet other staff, other faculty that was in the building at the time, and just walk them around. Even though this is not a new school for them, but even just to see where they'll be coming in, the teacher let them know where they will line up in the morning, and where she will bring them in the morning and meet them and greet them, and then also where their parents will pick them up from at the end of the day. And yes, this might be things that, and will be things that teachers will share with your child, but for my children, they like to hear this firsthand from the teachers. And I'm not just saying my kids, I know other children, this would help them because they're wondering and questioning it. And so this is why I came on here in my last videos and encourage and implore all the supporting adults and parents to do it, because it's so vital. It's so vital to our children, so that way it alleviates some level of stress. I have also a student from my local high school that started school, and she's going to share in a little bit her experience with her first week of school and how come it was that way for her the first week. And there were things that were in place prior to this, and now you'll get to hear the outcome. So with my children doing this, I don't want to interview them for parental and minor privacy purposes as far as social media. But one thing my daughter and my other daughter said was that they feel ready for school now. At first they were saying they're not ready. And I know it's also because summer, and they're still in the summer mode, and they still just want to just think about summer as opposed to school. And all of that is true. But once they met the teacher, she said that now she feels like she's ready for school because she's met her teacher. She know where her classroom is. She know where her personal belongings will be. And now she knows how to get all the way up to another floor. And so she was ready. And then you hear the excitement in her voice as opposed to the kind of iffiness that was there before. And I believe that that came from taking the time out to even just let your kids go, and even 10 minutes, because that's all it took for us, is 10 minutes, and go and to meet the teachers there at the school. And so once again, I'm saying, parents, if you have the chance, and make time. Sometimes we make time for a lot of other things that we also consider important. But I want to say to you how important this is to our children today, and I've been saying it for the past other videos. It's important to them. And so we want to invest in this way with our children and make sure that we try to alleviate as much stress as we possibly can. Sometimes we can't change the situation from them, but we can try to help in ways that are possible to make the transition and then for them to adapt smoothly. So right now, Christelle's going to come on and share about how her first week was at school and why she got to that place, and what did she do before this to bring her to that place.
So I am an incoming freshman, and my school is very big. There's over 1,000 students, and it's a very large school. It's one of the schools in the country that has a big amount of space, but over one roof. So for me, I came over to summer to do summer school, get credits, and one thing I learned is that they taught us like different wings of the schools, and like you join different clubs. So on the first week of school, you get used to it. You're not like overwhelmed. You're not scared. You know people there. Being at the high school, you can't really meet your teachers on before school starts. So just getting to know their classroom and walking around is the closest you get to do. So being able to do that over the summer and even during orientation, it was really good because now I'm starting school and now I'm used to it. I'm not overwhelmed. It's easier to get to class on time. So it's just like good to, come in prepared and just know what you're doing.
So would you say then before you even started school, was that a like a little stress for you, worry for you, is how you're going to get to class on time?
I feel like yes, in a way. Before I started summer school, I was very scared because, like I said, our school is very big, and there's a lot of different wings, and you have like 5 minutes to get through it. So yeah, I don't want to be late to school, but once I got used to it, it's like it's not that bad. You just need to find your own groove to things, get focused, get there on time and stuff.
That's good to hear
Yeah.
because talking to you before this, this was someone that I spoke to before, and honestly, I have to say, she was just, even before she started, and I spoke to her last week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But even before starting, she was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to get up out of that school. And she didn't even start school yet, but she was saying, I'm ready to leave high school. I don't care about meeting new friends. I don't care about, all these different people that will come from different middle schools, and we kind of merge together and become this one big school. None of that mattered to her last week. And to hear her saying this now is a big change. And would you actually say, Crystal, that some of that change came from going to taking a course in summer school, or even just getting the opportunity to go into the school and have that time to walk around and look at the classrooms?
I mean, yeah, just getting the opportunity to get to know the school. I feel like as an incoming freshman, we are all afraid of each other. We're afraid of the school. We're afraid of the teachers. So yes, like me, I was like, I don't want to make new friends because I was overwhelmed. But once you got to know the school, and because you take courses with other students over the summer, you get to know your peers. And it's just great because it's not only you get to know the school, you get to know what you're doing and where you're going, but now because you know the school, you can talk to some people. You even have a little time in the hallways to get to know people. So it's just like it takes down stress on all different levels. It takes down stress socially, academically, just getting to know your teachers. It's a good opportunity to take.
And now you're able to time yourself too.
Yeah.
So like what you're saying about, you're able to talk
Yeah.
to other people and get to know other people that might or might not be in your class, may or may not be in your class, but at least you can time yourself and say, I got this 30 seconds to hold this conversation and move on.
Yeah.
And so that's just wonderful to hear. I'm so serious. It's wonderful to hear because last week when I talked to her, she was already done with school and talking, and she does not know because I kind of her mom was concerned. Her mom was worried about her. Her mom was worried about her starting and wanted me to reach out to her, but I did not want to reach out based on what mom said. But at the same time, I did hear it in her voice, like she and it was her way of dealing with the anxiety and the stress by closing off and saying that she just want to go to school to do work, get it done, graduate, and be done. I don't care about meeting new friends, what have you. But now that she actually had the opportunity to do that, her perspective and her attitude has changed, her mental perspective and everything, and even her social. Like she's opened up, and now she's willing to meet new people that she didn't know and that probably came from other junior highs. And so even with my son, it's so fun to hear this because I graduated many moons ago, but even with my son that graduated from our local high school as well, that was the same thing I did for him. And even if it wasn't a required course, because you don't have to have your children take a required course in class or for summer school, but I remember having him take a home access class. And what it did was it allowed him and showed him how to access the resources that were available at the high school. And I remember saying this again in my last post, of even finding out where the career center is and where the nurse, the health office is, and all these places, so that way you can advocate for yourself. And it helps our children, and it actually doing it for them and encouraging them to do this actually, and going and encouraging them and going with them actually helps them to be able to self-advocate. And that's what we want at this age. We want them to be able to advocate for themselves at this point. And so then therefore, this is really important. And so I'm so glad that she was able and available to share her experience. And so hopefully this helps someone out there, another young person that might be anticipating going to high school or even junior high.
Yeah, and like for most of the people going to high school, it is not as scary as you think. One thing I learned is that every student who is coming in with me, they feel the exact same way. They're all scared, anxiety. So just like, just chill a little bit. It's going to be fine, okay? Nobody does anything to you. There's no, like, bullying, no seniors pushing lockers. It's all fine. It's just get to know yourself and find the way you could fit into your high school. And once you get your groove, you're going to be fine for the next 4 years. So, yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you. And this is what we're about. We're about making investments. And so we want to continue to do that in the life of our children. And that way they can have this outcome and we can hear. And then in turn, they will share their story with others. Yeah. And that's how we will continue to pass on that legacy and that baton. Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe below, to like and to share. And also you can reach out to me at Janelle Stewart on my YouTube channel, and then also at Janelle Stewart at parentsmakinganinvestment.com. If you need any further information or comments, my email address is there and contact information. And stay tuned and be blessed.